Hello again. Thank you for watching Chittarupa Yoga and Fitness. I'm Laura Wilson, teaching you ways to modify exercises so everybody can find a way to work out that works for them. Today, we're going to modify our running to take the impact off of our knees, our feet, a little bit out of our hips. As all running does, we are going to hit some hip flexor, but we're going to stretch it out a little bit before and after. Make sure you've got a nice sturdy chair that you can plant your sit bones on and be a little forward in. You can do this with or without shoes since we're not moving around the room or anything. I still recommend shoes, and you'll see why when we get there. Make sure you have your nice safe space, plenty of room in front of you and at your chair. I've even got my water with me today so that I can get some during our workout. As you're getting ready, quick reminder, hit that subscribe button. Ask your friends to subscribe too. Give me that like, hit that like button as well. And let me know after you finish this, let me know in the comments what you think of running in your chair. I know it sounds weird, but people run on treadmills and don't really get anywhere, so we're gonna not get anywhere in our chair today. We can always visualize that countryside. Let's begin by pressing our sit bones into our chair, sitting a little, about halfway forward on our chair, not so far that we're going to cause our chair to tip over. Preferably use a chair that's not going to do that. We want to begin with our knees about hip distance, which is about the distance of 2 fists. And we want to stack our shoulders over our hips. Very important to keep shoulders over hips as we go. Remember our running arms. Let's go ahead and get those going. Even if all you do is your arms for this, you're gonna get your heart rate up, get that cardio in today. This is one I thought y'all could do if you work at an office. So let's start to lift opposite leg. Now it's very easy to hit those hip flexors and use those, but let's think about these core muscles. Pull from there, like a pelvic tilt. Right here is an exercise I learned from a physical/occupational therapist. This is one that she has her clients do when they come to her. Now we can also take this out wide. We're going to start with just some slow going through the different movements we're going to do. Bring it in. Really, again, focusing on that slight pelvic tilt. Let's go to just the pelvic tilts. Crunches in the chair. Crunch, 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 crunch. Let's get those running arms again. And that crunch. Add the opposite leg. From the crunch. Try to take the work out of your hip flexors. Out of your hips. Let's take it wide again. Keep that pelvic tilt. Let's go back to just the pelvic tilts. Feels like a crunch. Running arms. Opposite with each crunch. Knee. I don't know about you, but I'm already kind of feeling enough. So before we get our heart rate up too much, let's step so that we're facing the corner of our chair. Let this knee come down. We'll do a deeper version of this later, but you can always walk that leg back a little bit. Very important to stretch out through here. We do a lot of sitting during the day. Let's bring this back to the front, stepping out to the other corner so that we can adjust and let this knee come down. And again, move your foot as you need to. Just feeling that stretch across the front of our hip. Heart rate already up a little bit. So remember, there's 3 levels. We can walk or march. Let's bring this back. We can jog. We can run. So let's hug our navel up underneath our ribs. Get that pelvic tilt action. Let's take it to the march or the walk. So keep the same action going as we speed it up. Find your rhythm. Take it wide. Try to keep it up in the belly muscles, out of the hip muscles. Back in. Now we're going to speed it up. butterfly. Bring it in. Take it back to the jaw for a moment. Let's bring our feet together. Notice our heart rate has gotten up a little bit. We're going to take it to some intervals now. So, whichever one of those push you, if you're at that walking, let's go ahead and walk. You can stay here the whole time. If you were at the jog, we're going to move to a jog and then a walk. And if you were able to run for any period, you can run and jog. So let's take it to our jog. Or that run if we're running today. So I'll do the first one in a run. Then I'm going to take it back to the jog. So if you were jogging, take it back to the march. And if you're marching, just keep marching. Let's go ahead and take it wide, keeping our chest up, spine tall. We're going to take it back to that next level up for us, whatever that is. So run or jog. I find that this really stimulates blood flow to my legs. Let's take it back to the jog or the march, whichever is a level down from where you were. Really good for working with quadriceps, hip flexors. Let's get ready to level it up from wherever we are. Remember, running arms opposite, back to the jog. And I'll tell you what, let's stand up for just a minute. Pressing back through one hip. Oh, let that go. We can even give it a little massage. Switch it. We're going to go back to that running. Now, if you prefer, you can stay standing and do the march, the jog, or the run. So let's take it back to whichever one you're doing. Do the lower level of what you're doing. I'm going to stick with the march and jog this time instead of running, but you go on with your jog right now. Let's level it up. Belly button in, chest lifting, shoulders over hips. We want to remember our form, very important. Breathing, lower it down, level down. We'll take it wide. This is just stimulating some of the inner thigh muscles of our legs. Get ready, level it up. Jog or run. Running arms, jogging arms, just our arms. Let's level it back down. Bringing it back in. So I'm just going to show you for fun, those of you who are sticking with that jog, all of you can actually try just doing arms. Noticing how our core is kicking in here. It's been doing that all along, you just didn't notice. So let's level this up, just our arms, unless you're doing the whole thing. Very important illustration here of how, bring it level down, of how our arms affect our cardio. Let me know in the comments if you tried this, just arms, and if you noticed an increase in your heart rate from doing it. Let's level up from where we are. A couple more intervals to go and we'll be done with this. A little bit of a charge to our legs. A little bit of sweat trickling down. All right, level it down. Coming up on our last interval, let's take it wide. I'm gonna stick with just arms and then adding legs for the level up, but again, you can go from a march to a jog or a jog to a run. Here we go. I'm just illustrating some different variations so that, again, everybody can find what works for them. Level it back down. So let's all bring it into here with our march. We're going to slow our march back down, focusing on our form. Let's bring it down, just our arms. Chest tall, spine long. We're going to take this wide, and let's just add a little twist here. Nice thing about doing twists in a chair, our hips stay stable. They stay where they are, so we're not likely to be moving them and getting a proper twist as a result. Let's stay over here, then over here, back here. So a little bit of cooling down here. Let's reach. So bring it on one side and hold. Other side and hold. And we're going to take it back to that stretch we started with. Notice there's a link in the book description below to some deeper chair stretches. Let's walk this back. Pushing back through that heel, getting more opening across our hip. We can even reach up and bend away. Bring that down, we'll switch sides. Step it out, shift. Walk it back in him out. And if you're feeling it, side bend away. If it feels good, you can stay there longer. Let's take one stretch for our inner thighs, pressing open heart forward. And I want to thank you for joining me here again. Let me know in the comments what you think of running in a chair. Let me know in the comments what kind of workouts you prefer. Longer, shorter, more cardio, muscle, stretching, whatever. Let me know. That helps me with planning. Let's bring this back in with 2 deep breaths. Hit that like button, ask your friends to subscribe. See you next time.